Well, I was asked if I could do a video on my router bit storage. I wanted a way to store the router bits in a small area and be out in the open so I could see what each of them are, what they each are, without having to open a box and hunt for them. So I made this little three-sided router tree. It's on a rotating base. And at the top here there's a handle so I can pick the whole thing up and move it around. And it's made out of 1/4-inch plywood, Baltic birch. And these three pieces here, they're cut at about a 7-degree angle from the base up the side here. So that's 7 degrees on each side. And all three of them are cut the same. And then a bevel was put on the edge, 30-degree bevel. That was done in the table saw when I cut the piece. And then I glued the three of them together and made sure that they were, the angles were all the same, all three angles. And when the glue was all dry and hard, then I set it down on a flat surface to decide how much the side leaned from the surface I was sitting on. And this one ended up 7 degrees also, the lean. So that means that each one of these pieces here that hold the router bits needs the back side cut at 7 degrees so that the bottom is level. So I ripped those in the table saw with the blade set at 7-degree angle, and I made a big long piece. And then next step was to cut this angle here in the corners to make the triangle. And that I made in my compound miter saw. I set the miter to 60 degrees and cut each one of them the proper length to fit where I wanted them, and glued those together. Well, not yet, I'm sorry. First, I ran it through the router to cut this surface here with a router bit set, because I wanted the bits to lean out away from the face there. So I decided on a 22.5-degree router bit. So I ran them through the router table to cut this face here, 22.5 degrees from this face. And the bearing would have ran across the top, but it didn't touch anything. And then when I got them all cut, then I put them in the drill press, and I made a 22.5-degree block to sit them on so that this surface sat level in the drill press, and drilled all the holes. I drilled some of them 1/4 inch and some of them 1/2 inch. And I ended up with about 75 holes for bits, which I thought was enough at that time. And then I glued those 4 triangles together. And when that was dry, I slid the triangles down on the main tower and glued them in place. And it works out pretty well. In fact, in time, I decided I needed a little more space. So I just scabbed on these pieces here. They're made the same way with a 7-degree angle at the back, and then a 22.5-degree angle here on the face. And I added 3 more of those here. And that was another place for 20 bits. Giving me a total of 95 bits on the whole thing. So when it's full, it'll be 95 bits, and that's quite a few actually. Plus on the face in some places I have storage for different things. Obviously there's collets up here, and there's a dust guard for the handheld router, And that goes with my inlay set here. And the biggest, at that angle, the biggest bits that go in there and clear are about 2 and whatever that is, 2 1/8 maybe diameter. I don't know. I think this one down here is about 2 1/2, and you can see it sticks out a little bit past the corner, but it works in the corner position. Anyway, that's a really nice way to store router bits. You can turn it from up here, and I like it. Easy to find the bits you want, and I can mark on it if I need to tell you what they are. Like, well, I got some plywood bits, so there they are. They're marked so I know what the plywood bits are. So I like it a lot, in fact. Well, that's about it for now. We'll see y'all later. Bye.